Hellfire. Shortly after the commander escapes the hotel, the commander is discussing the assault plan with the Griffin team at the secret rendezvous point. This is our best chance and probably our only one. As everyone commits to the mission and begins preparing for deployment, AN-94 hesitates for a moment before stepping forward and voicing her concern. Commander, M16's team attacked the production line not long ago. Even if William is still at the base, he must be aware of the attack. Have you considered the possibility that he has already withdrawn from the base, having realized that it's no longer secure? Or that he might ask the Earl for support? He isn't limited to waiting there for us. That's exactly the point, 94. He knows that I know he's there. That's why he'll stay and wait for me. We have a score to settle with each other. Why? That doesn't sound very logical. The commander falls silent. Their eyes flash with emotions too complex for others to understand. Because I want him dead. And he wants the same for me. Unless the situation becomes irreversible, the Earl still won't give up on either of us. If he chooses to run or to report this, then yes, I lose my chance to kill him. But he loses his chance to kill me as well. But at the very least, we should have a contingency plan. Don't worry, I'm confident. AN-94 wants to say more, but AK-12 steps up beside her and gently shakes her head. It's no use, 94. This is the last chance to catch William. The commander won't let it go. Neither will I. I understand, 12. I'm just worried the plan is too aggressive. This isn't like the commander's usual style. It feels obsessive, reckless even. It reminds me of when we went to that mansion. Do not talk about the mansion. AN-94 ultimately cannot bring herself to say the name. The scar in her heart still aches. Yep, do not talk about the mansion. AK-12 shrugs and pats AN-94 on the shoulder. Back then, I left you behind. That was my lapse of judgment as a leader. If I'd been there, I wouldn't have let Angie do something so foolish. I should have done better, but there are things that cannot be undone. However, I think it's different this time. Different? The commander looks more certain than ever to me, you see? The operation plan is quickly finalized. The commander, together with Task Force Defh, sets out on the road toward the endgame. So, okay, same scene. The covert vehicle carrying the command and Task Force Defh moves like a shadow along the silent road. M16 reports that external comms jamming has been deployed. From now on, the base is completely isolated. Driving with practice ease, AK-12 glances at the commander through the rear view mirror. I wonder how the host will feel about our visit. Any response from internal security? Everything seems to be normal. AN-94 watches the monitors closely. No alerts at all. Isn't that a bit too quiet? Oh wait, Kalina is with them now. Just stay sharp. The commander taps the armrest and thinks for a moment. There's probably an ambush. An ambush? Then we... The element of surprise is key to an ambush. Now that we expect it, the situation changes. Once we arrive, prioritize locating enemy signal sources. Be ready to enter decisive combat immediately. Dandelion, do we have terrain maps? I'll take a guess at their deployment. It's not complete, but this is what I've gathered so far. Relax, 94. We're all here. I understand. As the vehicle moves forward, the unease in AN-94's chest grows heavier. This no longer feels like revenge. It feels more like a gamble. And the commander has already pushed all their chips forward, betting everything on the fact that William will remain at the table. The road to the base stretches long and deathly silent. When the squad reaches the abandoned base, everything is eerily quiet. No alarms, no traps, not the slightest sign of Paradeus activity. It feels like nothing more than an empty shell left behind. They infiltrate the laboratory in the heart of the base without resistance. Stay alert, watch for traps. A massive holographic screen suddenly lights up, its cold glow illuminating every face in the room. William appears on the screen, seated, smiling with nauseating smugness like a cat that has caught a mouse. AN-94 looks at the commander's back. Their fists are clenched so tightly the knuckles have turned white. The commander has won the first bet. William did not run. But the commander has already played every card in their hand just to get the game started. Welcome, Commander. I must admit, you're more efficient than I expected. William tries to applaud mockingly, but is forced to give up due to his condition. A flash of vicious malice crosses his face before he regains his composure. You know, I could have reported every detail of your plan to the Earl and turned your grand revenge into a farce crushed effortlessly by Rosarte's forces. Then all your sacrifices, all your struggles would be for naught. But you didn't. You're right, I did it. I've been waiting for you to bring your amusing trash in here. I even played along. Do you know why? Of course. You stayed to make sure I would come. Because we both want the other dead. Because you hate me to the bone. Because you are Bill. Gazing at the seemingly unruffled William on the screen, the commander cannot resist making one last cutting remark. Or maybe it's because you're just a crybaby who runs to his sister whenever things go wrong, begging her to wipe your tears again. Too bad she will never do that for you anymore. Isn't that right, Ballard von Oberstein? William bursts into maniacal laughter. He lunges toward the camera, his twisted face filling the screen. I'm going to kill you, Commander. I will kill you with my own hands. You'll watch every one of your companions die before you. I'll turn them into experimental material. The commander's shot shatters the screen, cutting off the hysterical run. So noisy. The gunshot, like a trigger, instantly sends all the silence blurring throughout the base. Metal grinds, heavy footsteps thunder from all directions. Doors slam open across countless corridors, but it isn't just NATOs that come pouring out. Heavily armed private forces also charge from the darkness. The door ahead begins to close. The lab is about to become a hell with no way out. There are this many NATOs. Just how many people has he killed? Commander, stay close to me. This is more than I expected. No, we are trapped if the door shuts. AK-15. Got it. AK-15 launches forward like a projectile, denting the heavy door with a mighty kick and halting its closure. AN-94 and AK-12 stay tight around the commander. Avoid being flanked. Push forward. William has to be somewhere inside. Automated infrared turrets displaces a fortress. But look, she has opened her eyes. Watch out, Commander. An explosion erupts above the commander. After an undetermined amount of time, gunfire, explosions, the scream of metal all fade into silence. The commander drags their broken body upright from a heap of corpses. The path deeper into the base has collapsed. The last thing they remember is AN-94 throwing herself over them to shield them from the blast. William has gone completely mad. To ensure the commander's dead, he has used indiscriminate explosive weapons. The NATOs, heedless of their own destruction, hurled themselves at AK-15 in suicidal assaults. Right, Defy, what happened to them? AN-94, AK-12, AK-15! The commander searches desperately, but the rabble leaves no place even to step. They drag their nearly numb left leg and stagger out of the lab. Outside, the devastation is even worse. Dismembered NATOs lie everywhere, some torn apart by brute force. Did Defy break through? No, that doesn't match the initial assault direction. Then the enemies on the outside, William. The aftershock pounds in their skull. A corpse lies nearby, barely recognizable, but the commander pays it no mind. Dandelion? Kalin? They walk through the silent base, searching for any sign of life, though they already know it's wishful thinking. Amid the black and white wreckage, a familiar figure appears in their blood-blurred vision. Tokarev. They gently lift her motionless body. Her frame is severely damaged and her neural core critically compromised. The worst of the damage is a massive gash across her back, clearly from a white NATO's sight. A wound on the back. Was she protecting someone? Kalina. They don't dare pursue the thought. Laying Tokarev down, they stumble forward in a hurry, but every step is agony to their battered body. Kalin. Kalin! That familiar orange mop of hair rests quietly against a console, as if she's merely asleep from a hard day of work. Kalin? The commander walks up to her and lifts her gently. Her body is cold. Kalin. A light blooms deep within the base, staining the sky red, magnificent, and utterly meaningless to the empty world before the commander. Bad ending number 5. Alright, Dandelion, hit me with it. If you choose to bleed yourself dry, perhaps you will achieve a Pyrrhic victory. But you would never accept such an ending, and neither would she. To her, making sure you live is far more important than putting him to death. As a side note, none of these possibilities truly happen. They leave no trace in your memory. But perhaps your subconscious picks up on one thing. That you always end up getting the one who stays by your side killed. Perhaps that is why you start pushing her away without even realizing it. How tragic.